Hi guys, I am Sarvesh here and today's topic is on loops in Python. Okay, let us start with this looping statement. Hi, what are loops? Loops in programming language. What are loops in general terms? Let us see it. Let us demonstrate the general idea about loop with simple example. Okay, like this kind of structure. This kind of structure this kind of structure. These all are called loops. Why these are all called loops? Structure which starting point is connected with its end point, the structure is called loop. Here you can see its starting point is connected with its end point. We can say it a loop. Here its starting point is connected with its end point. We can say it loop. These all kind of structures are called loops. These all kind of structures are called loops. I hope you got a general idea about loops. Let us discuss further in programming language. Loops are important in Python or in any other programming language as they help you to execute a block of code repeatedly. You will often come face to face with situation where you would need to use a piece of code over and over, but you don't want to write the same line of code multiple times. Let us talk about it in a general term. Actually, loops are building block of codes, and whenever we are writing that code again and again, same code again and again, we can write those code in a looping statement so that we need not to write these codes again and again. These building block of codes are written one time and it is called again and again according to the conditions in loop, the looping statement. Okay, I hope you got it. Before moving further, let us clear with today's agenda. We will discuss about introduction to loops, then types of loops, and syntax of different looping statements. Then we will do some hands-on practice. Okay, here let us demonstrate it visually. Its starting point is just connected with endpoint, so we can call this a loop. Here, let us see it with a graphical interface. We started from here. If condition is true, again repeating the task and coming to check condition. Condition is again true, again repeating the task. Condition is again true, again repeating the task. The point condition become false, the we we go out of the loop, this loop. I hope you got clear cut idea about the looping statement, what is the importance of these looping statements. Okay, let us visualize it further with drawing tools Colab Turtle. Just write down this command prompt pip install Colab Turtle. Colab Turtle will be installed in this notebook. And let us initialize this Colab Turtle. Import Colab Turtle.turtleht t.initialize turtle parenthesis. Here you can take any variable as alias name as t, as p, as r, and you have to initialize in current node. Each drawing tools are present. Graphical interface is present in this current notebook. Okay, let us install this Colab Turtle. Hey, don't worry about this Colab Turtle installation process because this is not the part of this looping statement session. We will discuss about this Colab Turtle drawing tools in another session in details. Just write down this command prompt. It will be installed. We are using for better visualization purpose. Okay. It is taking too much time. Yeah, install. Can't say why this is facing problem. Okay, let us restart. Yeah, Colab Turtle is installed because we have run that command prompt earlier, so it installed already, and we are going to import this st and we are going to initialize this Colab Turtle trying to, yeah, turtle is present here. Let us move further. Yeah, types of loops. If we are talking about types of loops in Python, only two types of loops are present: for loop and while loop. For loop is counting type of loops, and while loop is conditional type of looping statement. What mean by counting type of loops? When we are defining few iterations up to this iteration, up to this number, we have to call the function again and again. We have to execute the same task again and again. Then it is called counting type of looping statement. We are defining just a range. Do this task for 4 times, for 5 times, for 6 times. Yeah, let us go with simple definition. In the context of most data science work, Python for loops are used to loop through an iterable object like a list, tuple, set, etc. and perform the same action for each entry. For example, a for loop would allow us to iterate through a list, performing the same action on each item in the list. I hope you got this. Let us see simple definition about while loop. The while loop is somewhat similar to an if statement. It executes the code inside if the condition is true. However, as opposed to the if statement, the while loop continues to execute the code repeatedly as long as the condition is true. Okay, it's simply saying that while loop is an conditional type of looping statement. We define here some type of conditions like n less than 4 and greater than 4. Up to the point n is less than 4 or n is greater than 4, we are going to do same task again and again. We are going to print tt4, tt4, tt4 for n less than 4 and n is equal to n plus 1. Here we will print this. If we are initializing n equal to 0, we will print this tt4 for 4 times because n is less than 4. I hope you got a clear-cut idea about this for loop and while loop. Just keep in mind for is counting type of looping statement and while is just conditional type of looping statement. Okay, let us see it with a graphical interface. Here we are defining a range. In it, we belongs to this range. We are just iterating again. We are repeating the task again and again. Whenever it going out of range, we are just exiting out of loop. Here in while loop, we are just defining a condition. Condition is true, doing task again and again. Whenever condition become false, just exiting out of the loop. Okay, let us see about general syntax of this for loop. For item in object, statement is statement to do stuff. Yeah, for item in object and statement to do stuff. This is the general syntax for writing for loop. For loop is same as for loop syntax is same as some rules in grammar in of any language. Like in English, here certain rules are defined. First noun comes, then verb comes, then whatever adjective, adverbs, this term comes. Okay. In the same way, here in programming, two syntaxes are defined for certain type of statements. For this for loop, this syntax is defined. You have to keep in mind that for writing this for loop, you have to use this syntax for item in object, then colon, after the slash statement to do stuff. Yeah, let us move further. Let us visualize it with this turtle drawing tool. Let us form a square with help of this turtle drawing tool. Okay, we are initializing the color of this turtle as red. Then we are taking movement by 100 in forward direction. Let us see it. Yeah. Again, we are taking a turn by 90 degree. Okay, then again moving by 100 in forward direction, then taking a turn of 90 degree, again moving by 100, again taking a turn by 90 degree, and then again moving by 100. Yeah, our square is formed. Okay, I hope you got it. You can just write down these line of codes and you can form the square with help of this turtle library. Let us see how for loop is doing a wonder. Yeah, and for loop is doing our task in a easy manner. You will get a surprise. Okay, stay tuned. Here we are again just importing this collab turtle as t and just initializing this collab turtle as t and setting the color red. Here for forming this square we have written down this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 lines of codes. Okay, but let us see with the help of this for loop for I in range 4 t dot forward 100 t dot right 90. Let us see it. Yeah, with help of just this for loop we are forming this square by writing just two line of codes t dot forward 100 t dot right 90 and defining this for looping statement, just forming this square in these 2 3 lines of codes. I hope you got the true potential of this for loop, how for loop is using our task. Earlier we were just writing same code like this forward, right, again forward, again right for multiple times, and in the last we formed a square. But here with help of this for loop for I in range 4, just writing two line of codes, yeah, we got this square. Okay, let us see another example of this for loop. Here we are printing all elements of this list fruits with help of this for loop. For x in fruits, we are printing x. Without using for loop, we can iterate through elements by example like fruits square bracket 0 means indicating that index number 0 we can get apple, fruits 1 we can get banana, fruits 2 we can get cherry. But with help of this for loop writing this only one line of code we are just iterating through all elements. The variable name used for the item is completely up to the coder. We are talking about this variable name for x. Here you can take any variable name for I, for y, for v, for b. You can take any name here. It will not affect your execution of code. Okay, let us move further. Here we are taking list of strings got houses and these elements are present. With help of this for loop, we are just printing all elements. Here we are taking step -1 means we are just moving backward. Okay, not moving forward. After double colon dash, we define step. Don't worry about this because we will discuss about these all range steps in a details. Okay, just see it. How this for loop is working. We are getting all elements here with help of this for loop. Okay. Yeah, we got in all elements from backward direction because we are defining these steps equal to -1, and here we are fetching this variable like earlier it was x, now it is house. You can take any name here and just fetching value of this variable. It is iterating through all elements of this list as the property of this for loop. And here this is the object what we are defining, and this is the element. Okay, and here we are using another this function f quotes and then this curly braces. Yeah, keep this in mind because it is also an important function whenever you want to print something, whenever you want to fetch values of variable under this double quotes in print statement. Okay, you can write down this in this manner, just writing f before double quotes and writing the variable in curly braces. Keep this in mind, you will get the value of variable. You know, if you are writing anything in this double quotes, it will be treated as string and it will be printed same whatever is written in double quotes. But if you want to fetch the value of that variable, whatever you written in double quotes, then you have to write down f before these double quotes and write the variable in curly braces. Okay, I hope you got a clear cut idea about this. Okay, let us move further and let us discuss about that range function what we used earlier. Here range take these arguments start, stop and step. Yeah, these start and step is optional. If you are not defining this start and step, it is going to assume start equal to 0 and step equal to 1. But this stop is mandatory because you have to give some endpoints where the iteration will stop. Let us see it. Here same thing is written. Start, it is an starting value of your list of integers. It is optional. If not mentioned, 0 will be considered as default start value. Stop, it is the value before which your list of integers will end. It is mandatory. This stop is mandatory. You have to define it. Step, it is the value by which your list of integers will be incremented. It is also optional. If not mentioned, one will be considered as the default step value. I hope you got a clear cut about this range function. Range just states about the range of values from where value we are starting our iteration and up to which point we are going. And here one another argument is also present. This step, if you are not defining this argument, it is going to take step equal to 1. If you are defining that step equal to something, then it is going to take that number of steps. Okay, I hope you got a clear idea. Let us see it by an example. Okay, for x in range 105, print x is x. Here we are taking start equal to 1. Okay, and then we are defining this stop equal to 100 and we are taking step equal to 5. Let us see it. X is 1. First element we are starting from 1. Then we are taking this step equal to 5. 1 plus 5 equal to 6. And we are iterating up to 100. 96 plus step of 5. 96 plus 5 equal to 101. 101 which is greater than 100. We are iterating up to 100. So we are printing value from 1 to 96. I hope you got a clear cut idea about this range statement and arguments taken by this range. Okay, for x in range, range is a function. We are just defining stopping point 5. Then it will start from 0, take a step equal to 1, 0, 1, 2, 3, and will iterate up to n minus 1, 5 minus 1, 4. Okay, I hope you got this. Here we are just using starting point, stopping point, and the step. Okay, and here we are printing the table up to. You can create any large number table with help of this two line of code. I hope you got clear cut idea about the potential of this for loop. You can create any large number table. Okay, table of any large number just writing these two line of codes, and here where it is written 2, you can write down the number of which you want to create a table. Okay, here we have written 2, and we are starting from 1 to 1 j 2 to 2 j 4 to 3 j 3, 6 and 2 4 j 8, and iterating up to 11, taking step size equal to 1. 11, it will iterate up to n minus 1 times. 11 minus 1, 10 times. 2 10 ja 20. Okay, I hope you got it. Okay, let us do some hands-on practice. It is an exercise for all of you. Write down table of 3 by using this for loop. Okay, yeah, just do this exercise. Write down the table of 3 and just, yeah, write down it below below in comment box. And if you are facing any problem to write this code, okay, then just let me know in comment box. I'll reply all of you. Okay, let us talk about an special function, this enumerate. Another interesting way to loop through the element of a list is to use the enumerate function. Using enumerate requires us to iterate index and elements. Okay, this is not written in a good manner, not iterators here. Okay, another interesting way to loop through the elements of a list is to use the enumerate function, which using enumerate requires us to iterate. Okay, this is right. This is right. Requires us two iterators, index and element. Actually, enumerate is another function like range function. In range, we are just giving argument like start, stop, and step. In enumerate, it will fetch the element of that object, that list, and it will also fetch index of that object. It will give us two values, index and element. I hope you got it clear. Let us see it by an example. Got houses, same number of same list of strings. Here we are using enumerate. Okay, we will get two things, index and element. Okay, here we first thing will be index. For number, it will be treated as index. For house, it will be treated as an element. In enumerate, not in range. In enumerate, got houses. We are talking about this list, got houses. Printf, the house, number of house. First thing, it is second thing, house element. Firstly, we are printing element this. Star, pairing, these all. And number plus 1, this first thing, index. Index start from 0, 0, then plus 1, 0 plus 1, 1. Here we are printing this star is 1. Erin is at index 2. Baratheon is at index 3. Tuli is at index 4. I hope you got a clear-cut idea about this enumerate function. Actually, it is pretty much important whenever you are fetching index with elements with index number, then you can use this enumerate function. Let us talk about while loop. The while statement, Python is one of most general ways to perform iteration. The while statement will repeatedly execute a single statement or group of statements as long as the condition is true. The reason it is called a loop is because the code statements are looped through over and over again until the condition is no longer met. Let us talk about this definition in a general way. While loop is a looping conditional type of looping statement. Like n is less than 4, n is greater than 4. Up to the point n is less than 4, n is greater than 4. We are going to iterate through this while loop, and we are going to do same task again and again. Like we have defined few condition. Up to Sunday, we will write one line of code daily, or up to Sunday I'll go market at 9 p.m. daily. Okay, Here we are defining condition. We will do this task up to this day, up to these days or up to this day. Okay. In this scenario, we can use this while loop. Let us see it with an example. What is general syntax of this while loop? While whatever condition you want to define it, and whatever statement is write down here, whatever code of block of codes are write down here. Okay. I hope you got a general idea about the syntax of while loop. Don't think more about this syntax because these are predefined rules like in grammar, and you have to follow these rules. Okay, let us move further and let us see more examples. Here we are defining the value of x equal to 0, and here we are defining this, we are using this while loop. While x less than 10, print Narendra Modi is currently Prime Minister. X is still less than 10, adding 1 to x, and x equal to x plus 1. Let us see what miracle this while loop is doing. Narendra Modi is currently Prime Minister, yeah, printing first time, and x is still less than 10, adding 1 to x. Earlier x was equal to 0. Here we are printing, we are just adding x equal to 1. It is becoming 2. Is 2 less than 10? Yeah. No, it is becoming 1. 0 plus 1, 1. Is 1 less than 10? Yeah, 1 is less than 10. Again printing same statement. Narendra Modi is currently Prime Minister. X is still less than 10 and adding 1 to x. And when adding 1 to x, 1 plus 1 equal to 2. Is 2 less than 10? Yeah, 2 is less than 10. Okay, again printing same statement here. Then again incrementing it by 1. 2 plus 1 equal to 3. Is 3 less than 10? Yeah, 3 is less than 10. Again printing same two statements here. Okay, we are printing these statements for 10 times. At x equal to 9, x plus 1. 9 plus 1 equal to 10. Is 10 less than 10? No, 10 is not less than 10. Okay, so we are going out of this loop. We are exiting this loop, and yeah, we are going out of the range of this loop. I hope you got a clear cut idea about this while loop, when to use while loop, when to use for loop. Just keep in mind, for loop is counting type of looping statement, and while loop is just conditional type of looping statement. Okay, let us move further. Condition of while loop, number equal to 0. Yeah, just defining a condition less than 5, just printing this. TTPO, 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 TTPO 5 times. 0 plus 1, 1, 0 plus 1 plus 1, 2, 2 plus 1, 3, 3 plus 1, 4, 4 plus 1, 5. Less than 5, first time for 0, it is printing. Then for 1, it is printing. For 2, for 3, for 4. Okay, let us form a square with help of this while loop. Import collab turtle as TL dot initialize turtle, parenthesis TL dot color red I equal to 0. Just importing collab turtle as an alias name TL, and just initializing this turtle and just setting the color equal to red, and just we are forming same square with this while loop. While I less than 4, we are printing this. Let us see. Hi. Yeah. Wow, we got our square with use of this turtle drawing tool. I hope you got clear-cut idea about this for loop, about this while loop, when to use while loop, when to use for loop, and how it is going to ease our task. Okay, for further in another next session, we are going to discuss about break statement, pass statement, continuous statement. Up to till, bye bye.